Okay, Champions League final is just under 7 hours away as I'm recording this video, the preview. Man City go in as favourites, Inter Milan go in as underdogs. Man City obviously put down a statement win over Real Madrid over the two legs in the semi-final. Inter Milan, obviously, look, they beat their biggest rivals in AC Milan. Doesn't matter about the performance, they beat their biggest rivals. They put down a statement in Italian football at least. However, in league form, not a great season by Inter Milan. They still made the top four, but a down season by their recent standards. Man City, League and Cup double domestically. However, in big finals, they have gone missing. They have gone missing in big finals. The Champions League final against Chelsea a couple of years ago is a prime example. They're yet to win the Champions League. Even with all the domestic success they've had, they keep coming up short. Inter Milan, they've got a great history in this competition. They've got a great history in Europe. But they do go in as underdogs. Now, I haven't seen Inter Milan play, so I can't comment on how Inter Milan's set up, their style of play, their intensity. It's up to Man City, I think, to dictate the pace of the game. If Inter Milan can disrupt Man City, it could be one of those underdog stories where they snatch a win. Man City need to be on top early. They need to take advantage of all their possession, which is something they didn't do against Manchester United. It nearly came back to bite them. Yes, they won the FA Cup final 2-1. They had a lot of possession in that FA Cup final. And yes, they did score early, but they didn't kick on in that first half. They could have easily blown out Manchester United by 5 or 6. In the end, they won 2-1. So when Man City have a lot of the ball, they have to be more accurate in front of goal. One thing I've noticed with Man City, yes, they won the league, and yes, they won the FA Cup. But in the FA Cup semi-final and the FA Cup final, they looked lethargic, they looked leggy, they looked frustrated when the opposition were getting under their skin and making it difficult for them to play their expansive, quick-paced passing game and dictate pace. So if Inter Milan can disrupt that flow, we could have an underdog upset win. But Haaland, he's been dangerously quiet recently. Look for him to possibly have an explosive game. Obviously, Gundogan and Mahrez have proven in recent crunch knockout games that they can spring to life. Man City, as I say, have that scoring depth. The concern I have is how wasteful they are in front of goal. Chances may be at a premium. If Inter Milan can keep Man City out of their box, really disrupt the flow of the game, make it bitty and stop-start, we could see a smash and grab. Now, I'm not saying Inter Milan are going to do that. Inter Milan may tactically outplay Man City and have a wonder class of no fear and just all-out attack themselves. Anything can happen, but Man City, I think, if they are to win this game, they get on top early, they need to take advantage of that possession. They can't chase the scoreboard, they can't chase the clock, they have to pace themselves, but when they are in possession for lengthy periods, they need to be accurate in front of goal. And also be mindful of the conditions, hot, humid, chance of thunderstorms. They have to be mindful of that as well in pacing themselves. Inter Milan may like it like that. They may like it with uncertain weather conditions. They may like it with high humidity that will slow the pace of the game down. They want to make it a scruffy game. But Inter Milan can play as well. Man City need to be aware of that with their dangerously high line and the fact that Guardiola is obsessed with the sweeper keeper. Man City could expose themselves by over-committing, which has undone them in the past. And again, in big European games in the past, Man City have gone missing. Now, they've made another Champions League final. Can they finally get over the hump? This is a big question mark lingering over this team. For all their domestic dominance in recent years, they still can't win the Champions League. So it's going to be interesting. Man City going as favourites, Inter Milan underdogs. But I'm actually secretly going for an Inter Milan. I think Inter Milan could upset the apple cart here. They won't have any fear. This Inter Milan side should not be underestimated. Man City need to be careful. They can't take them lightly. But as I said, Man City have looked a little bit laboured in recent games. The FA Cup final did stand out to me with all the possession, all the chances they created. They should have put Man United to bed by half-time. They didn't. And they scraped to a 2-1 win with two fantastic goals by Gundogan. There's no debate about that, but were wasteful in front of goal. So we'll see how this plays out. Man City favourites. Inter Milan, I'm going for an Inter Milan win. I actually think they could really do what Man United couldn't do last weekend. But for me, for now, thank you very much for watching. And of course, the Champions League final kicks off in under 7 hours as I'm recording this video. We will have a match review, and I'll hopefully see all of you very, very soon.